The Treksperts quiz would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which this show is created. We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today.
Double T Media.
You're listening to BQN. Assimilate the audio.
It's the Treksperts Quiz Live, the internet's only Star Trek game show, bringing you today our St. Patrick's Day special. Now, please welcome your host, Davey Willett.
Hello, everyone, Galaxy Star Trekkers across the mighty airways of YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook if you are watching live, or hello if you are watching the replay on any of those platforms, or if you're listening to the audio version of this show. Welcome to the Treksperts Quiz, a Double T Media production which is home right here on the fabulous BQN Podcast Network. Now, today's episode is no ordinary journey through the stars. Oh no. Of all the holidays that I could be choosing to celebrate, I am celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And in true Star Trek fashion, we are dedicating the entire episode to the man, the myth, the legend, Chief Miles O'Brien. That's right, everyone. It is a special tribute to everyone's favorite interstellar Irishman. The most important person in Starfleet, according to Lower Decks, and of course, according to all of us as well, and anyone who truly knows the value of a good transporter chief. Now, before we do that, before we dive into any of that, and we meet our Treksperts for the day, I want to extend a very heartfelt thanks to our network patrons, especially to our associate producers, Lars DeSenza, Matt Harker, Jason Anderson, and I am so excited. I have found out as of this morning that we have an all-new associate producer of the Treksperts Quiz. So that is 4 of you now who have jumped on. And it is, and I can see him in the chat today, it is Jerry Antimano, all-new associate producer of the show. So Jerry, your support is energizing my warp coils, my friend. So thank you so much. And remember, if you would like to keep the Treksperts Quiz and the rest of the BQN programs coming to you week on week, you can sign up to become a patron of the network at patreon.com/BQN. Now, let's get ready to toast with some synthal and dive into the life and times of Miles O'Brien. From the transporter room of the USS Enterprise D to the corridors of Deep Space Nine, we'll explore trivia that expands the Alpha Quadrant, testing your knowledge of one of Starfleet's finest. But before we do that, it's my great honor to introduce to you today our 2 Treksperts who will be guiding us through the nebula of trivia lore. It is Energize That Transporter, Glenn Thompson and Ryan Damon. Welcome to the show. Hooray!
Hi, Ryan.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn. Thanks for having me, guys. It's awesome.
No worries. Now, our 2 contestants today. So, Glenn is a man whose knowledge of Starfleet engineering, I'm sure, rivals that of Scotty himself. And Ryan, whose strategic insights into the Dominion War could match out even Captain Sisko's, I'm sure. Together they are going to be a dynamic duo of Trek knowledge. That's right, I wrote all of this myself, I promise. And also, a very exciting, Glenn, this is your big return to the Treksperts Quiz hot seat. For anyone who has been following the program since its inception will know that Glenn was the first ever contestant and the first ever winner of Treksperts quiz way back when it was just him and I and some other friends around my dining room table with this very microphone in the center drinking espresso martinis. So, Glenn, how does it feel to be back?
I've held off coming back on because the only way is down from from that win.
Oh, there you go.
And I thought it might have just been a bit of luck. So a little bit nervous.
Humble as always. And Ryan, this is your first time, but you were telling me before we went live that you've pretty much listened to most episodes. So now that you're here and you know your topic, how confident do you feel?
Well, I'm pretty confident, I'd say. I thought it was going to be B teams, but who was a better B teamer than Miles O'Brien? He became a B teamer, then he became A-list on Deep Space Nine. So
100%. Now, to Ryan's point there, I was originally planning a quiz today based on B characters. However, Ryan actually said to me, hey, I thought you'd do something about O'Brien since it is St. Patrick's Day on the day we're going live. And so I completely pivoted to that. So, Glenn, you can thank Ryan for the fact that you're about to be assaulted with nothing but Miles O'Brien questions.
It's been about 3 years since I last watched Deep Space Nine, although I just started season 1 again last week.
There you go. Well,
Might be a bit rusty.
Well, as in true Treksperts quiz fashion, everything is going to range from the, of course you should know this, to the ridiculously hard. But naturally, it's all about how quickly you are on those buzzers too. Now, if you are watching us live on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, we would love for you to play along with our contestants. They have promised me, they have pinky squared, they have scouts honored, all of that. They have lived long and prospered to say that they will not be looking in the chat because they are honorable men. And yeah, so feel free to shout out your answers if you feel you know it. We will be playing along with you. I can see that we've got Tom and Jerry, new associate producer of the show, in there. So, I think we need to get started. Let's dive straight into round 1. Roll the video. Okay, so round 1 is going to be all about Miles's early life and early Starfleet career. So let's get your hands on those buzzers and get ready to play the Treksperts quiz. Question 1 is tricky. I'll be surprised if you get this one. Miles tells us that he can trace his ancestry back to which 11th century Irish king? Oh, Glenn. Okay.
King Brian Braun, it's a 4-letter surname, maybe beginning with R. Baru. King Brian Baru.
I'm gonna give you that. It is Brian Boru. I could be Boru. Yeah, I'm well done. Yeah. So, and it's who he sometimes likes to play him on the holosuite. And I should stop every time I say I don't think anyone's gonna get this one. Someone gets it almost straight away. So I think I jinx it with that. But
It's being very fast now. Very nervous.
All right. So, question number 2. What was different about the way that Miles's mother prepared family meals? Glenn.
She didn't use a replicator. She hand-cooked them.
Correct. She handled all the raw meat herself, which Keiko just found absolutely mind-blowing. Which is interesting into the context that there are plenty of other characters in Star Trek who seem to be happy to prepare food using fresh ingredients. But whatever. All right, so Glenn is proving to be very quick on the buzzer here. So let's dive into your third question. Miles's father, Michael, pushed him to practice which...
Oh, wow.
Wow. All
The
right.
cello. The cello.
It was the cello. When Miles was 17 years old, his father sent a recording of his work to the Aldebaran Music Academy, which O'Brien declined the offer of admission to the Music Academy and enrolled in Starfleet instead against his father's wishes. All right, Ryan, you got to get that itchy trigger finger ready because he's gonna. I'm waiting for him to not hear a crucial element of a question and get it completely wrong, because that would be totally on brand.
Sure, answeration.
Indeed. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
think I've listened to the first episode more than any other episode of all the quick buzzes and.
yeah, well, thankfully, this is Glenn's first time not having to shout his name at me in order to be able to answer a question. All right, question 4. What did Miles have a morbid fear of as a child? Glenn?
Spiders.
Yes. Following a mission on Zara 4, O'Brien was forced to make a critical repair on a Jeffries tube containing Tellurian hook spiders. He found that his fear had lessened, and he later kept a Lycosa tarantula named Christina as a pet aboard the Enterprise.
Sounds like that would have been a good question. You're just giving away these facts here for free, Davey.
It would have been a good... Well, I get the questions off Memory Alpha and then include the fun facts. All right, so next question. Miles served under which captain aboard the Ryan?
Captain. Crap. Maxwell.
It was Benjamin Maxwell. Now, Ryan, whilst you have still got the buzzer, there is a bonus question here. What episode of The Next Generation did we meet Benjamin Maxwell?
The Wounded.
Good work. So that gives you 2 points there, which helps you make up some of the gap. All right, question 6. What was O'Brien's role on the Rutledge? Ryan.
Tactical officer.
That is right. He was the junior tactical officer. Okay, so listen to this question in full for 2 points, 1 point each for your question 7 of 9. Tell me how many brothers Miles had and his... Glenn?
He had 2 brothers, and his father's name, I'm guessing you're going to ask, but I don't know that.
And your answer would be?
Oh, I don't know what his father's name is.
Well, we'll go.
Data insufficient.
So you are correct, yes. The first thing I did ask was how many brothers he's had, and his father's name was going to be the second question. So, Ryan, do you know his father's name?
I'll just say George.
Incorrect.
First time I've had to play that, so that's good. His father's name was Michael. Plain, simple Michael. All right, 2 more questions left in the early career of the most important person in Starfleet. And question 8 is, on what planet did Miles kill a Cardassian in his... Glenn.
Like 3.
Well done. And final question, what class of starship was the Rutledge? Glenn.
A Nebula class.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit, no. That was the Phoenix, was the Nebula class. I don't know what the Rutledge was.
Ryan, do you know what class of starship the Rutledge was?
Intrepid. I'm not sure.
Incorrect.
No, it was a New Orleans class starship with the registry NCC 57295.
Was that ever mentioned on screen?
Well, if it's on Memory Alpha, it's considered Alpha Canon. So if it was, I'm not too sure. All right, that was pretty good first round. There were some obscure questions in there. And scores are not too bad at the end of the first round. So, Ryan, you picked up 3 points. Glenn sits exactly 3 points ahead of you on 6 points. Which is not too bad. Not too bad. There is a tiny gap there. Ryan, your job here is to not let him widen it any further as we move into round 2. Awesome. Don't forget, if you are in the chat, you can continue to play along. I can see Tom has been getting a lot of the answers correct. Please keep them coming. All right, so round 2 is going to be all about O'Brien's Enterprise career. So his time on the Next Generation for the most part. So let's get your hands back on your buzzers and dive into round 2. Question 1. What position do we first see Miles in? Ryan.
Navigation.
Verified.
I'll give that to you. It is his helm/relief flight control officer. I'll give you navigation. Fun fact I picked up, though, is that the novelization for the episode lists him as an ensign junior grade instead of an enlisted man. And apparently there are some inconsistencies throughout the TNG time about his rank as well. All right, second question. In what episode was Miles possessed by an alien being that forced him... Glenn.
Power play.
Verified.
Yes, one of my favorite episodes. And the rest of the question was that to force him to keep his own wife hostage. Well done. Where on the Enterprise did Miles get married? Glenn.
Forward.
Verified.
It was indeed 10 forward. Good work, good work. Next question. What song does Miles sing with his old captain, Ryan?
The Minstrel's Son.
Verified.
Yeah, I had the Minstrel Boy, but I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's close enough. Well done. Can anyone sing the Minstrel Boy? No, just kidding. All right. Next question. Which crew member delivered Miles' daughter, Glenn?
War.
Verified.
It was Worf. Well done. You two are powering through these today. Now, this next one, I think, is going to be up for some massive debate because I got some conflicting answers to this. Across the internet, I even asked ChatGPT and Google Gemini, and they both agreed it was this. And then I checked it in a few other sources, and they said this is the correct answer as well. But let's ask you the question. What is the first episode in which O'Brien is seen operating the transporter? Give you a hint.
No idea.
He's actually seen, apparently he's seen operating the transporter in season 1. Glenn.
No. I was going to say When a Man Has Gone Before, but no one beams off the ship in that one, so he couldn't be in the transporter room.
Incorrect.
That's right. Ryan?
Conspiracy.
Incorrect.
No. So apparently he is seen operating the transporter briefly in the episode Lonely Among Us. Which I'm not too... I put this in here because I think it's open for debate and I wanted to get some people fired up about it. So...
Well, I know, yeah.
Why did you watch the episode?
Because I wrote these this morning. In bed whilst I was drinking coffee with mine and Glenn's mutual friend Ben's dog jumping all over my head. So look, in the chat, and if you are watching or listening to this episode post it going live, hit us up. What was the actual episode in which O'Brien is first seen operating the transporter? Is it actually Lonely Among Us, or did ChatGPT lie to me? Probably.
Well, I mean, the transporter is a big part of the episode, so it might be true.
Could be.
They beam his essence out.
All right, so for question 7 of 9, so what I've got here is I've got the names of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes in which O'Brien plays a critical role in diffusing a tense situation or solving a major technical problem. So I am going to read. Hadn't finished asking the question yet.
Well, you just asked for 5 episode titles where O'Brien plays a major role, so I could try and name some if you like.
Go ahead.
So there's Disaster, where he's stuck on the bridge with Troy and Roy.
That's one of the answers I'm looking for, yes.
I guess you could say he was in Best of Both Worlds because he was manning the transporter to get the team back to rescue Picard from the Borg. So you could say that's a major role. I don't know. Depends on your definition of major.
Not one of the answers I was looking for, but I'll let you have 2 more. I'll let you say another 3 because it is up to 5. So tell me what other ones you think I was going to ask about.
There was The Wounded, where he beamed across to the Phoenix with Captain Maxwell to talk him out of killing the Cardis.
That's one I was going to look for as well. So you've got 2 points so far.
And I guess, I mean, he doesn't play a part in solving it. Power play, he is the problem. So I don't think he could really say that's it.
Yeah, I actually had that as one as well. So 3.
Okay, power play me. And then I'm going to say Rascals, but he didn't really play a major part because that's the only other one I can think of.
Correct. But not one of the ones I was looking for. All right. So let's give you 3 points for that. Now, there's actually, sorry, it was 4 episodes, not 5 that I was looking for. I can't read my own writing. So there's one more, right? It's an important O'Brien episode.
I know.
Ryan, what do you think is what do you think is a really important episode for O'Brien? So what I was originally going to do was I was going to read you hints for each episode and get you which actual... And since Glenn jumped in, Ryan gets the full question. So the last hint I was going to give you about an episode where there is a pivotal moment for O'Brien. In what episode does O'Brien get married?
Married, yeah.
Data's Day.
Verified.
Well done. So you pick.
See, Ryan is very quick, so I have to be premature, anticipate jumping in.
All good. All right, so we've got 2 more questions for O'Brien's time on The Next Generation. In the Icarus Factor, Miles helps Worf with which Klingon ritual? Glenn.
Day of Ascension.
Verified.
That is correct. Well done. And your final question. What is the final episode of TNG that Miles appears in?
You're going to say Excluding All Good Things before he goes to Deep Space Nine, and I don't know the answer, sorry. Damn.
Unable to comply.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say prior to starting on Deep Space Nine, so not including All Good Things. Ryan, do you know what episode of TNG that is?
I'll just say Rascals.
Incorrect.
I'm afraid
Was
not.
it Night Terrors?
So
No?
I googled it, and apparently the last time he appears in Lower Decks, which I was a little dubious of because I'm like, that's season 7, and I'm pretty sure he goes over. So in the chat, what is it? What is the final episode to feature Miles O'Brien?
It's got to be a season 4 episode. End of season 4.
Yeah. So who? Sound off in the chat, right? Because this is really, like, I was trying to find it, and I was asking the question a few times, and I kept getting the answer. People were saying that he was in Lower Decks, and I'm like, that can't be right. So again, this is another one that I want to throw it out to the listeners and the people in the chat. If you can come back to us, what is the last episode of TNG to feature Miles O'Brien before he disappears to Deep Space Nine? Oh, actually,
Just look up his next gen episode list in Memory Alpha.
yeah, actually, oh yeah. Because I did look up the number of episodes he features in. So let's see if we can quickly find it. I need to know now. And this is okay. I'm gonna say, everyone, I do apologize. I have been running on a tight schedule this week, and I wrote these questions very, very quickly about 4 hours before this show.
This is Rascals. Rascals.
It does say Rascals?
Yeah. Realm of Fear, then Rascals, then All Good Things was his last next gen episode.
Who said Rascals? One of you said Rascals.
No, we said Rascals in a previous question, didn't we?
Yeah, I said
know.
wrestlers.
No,
there you go,
you said
Rascals.
Rascals. So there we go. I think we give it to Ryan, and we put
Yeah.
this topic of conversation to bed. So
Verified.
well done. All right. So that brings us to the end of the TNG Miles O'Brien round. So not too bad there. So Ryan, you picked up 4 points, which brings your grand total to 7. And Glenn, you picked up 7 points, which brings your grand total to 13. Not too bad. Not too bad. 2 more rounds. The gap, I mean, you're not letting it widen too much. So the next round, round 3, I think could definitely be right up your alley, Ryan. So round 3 coming up. Roll the video. So obviously, where else could we go but here? We've had his early Starfleet career. We've had his TNG appearances. Ryan, where would you think we're going next?
Tarek Noor. Probably.
We are going to his Deep Space Nine career. Now, the reason why I say this may be right up Ryan's alley is that in his pre-show questionnaire, he said that DS9 was definitely one of his stronger areas of knowledge. You also said you're really into the expanded lore, so books, audiobooks, which I've yet to do a quiz on that because there's so much of it to absorb, but someday. All right, let's get
And there's so many audiobooks and yeah.
100%. All right, let's get your hands back on the buzzers and let's dive into round 3. All right. In the episode The Storyteller, O'Brien is mistaken. Glenn?
You said he's mistaken for someone. I was going to say he's fighting the Delrock, but he's replacing the Shah in the village.
What did you say it was called?
Well, it's called the Delrock. But
So-
you were going to say he replaces the village Shah to fight off the Delrock.
Okay, so in the episode The Storyteller, O'Brien is mistaken for a religious figure by the inhabitants of a Bajoran village. What
To fight off the Delrock. Oh,
what
no.
title do they bestow upon him? Now, you said the Shah.
I don't remember. I watched it like 1 week ago.
It's very, very close. Ryan, do you know the answer to this?
Surah.
I'm gonna have to give it to Ryan.
Verified.
Sarah is exactly what it was, so well done. All right, so in the episode Hard Time, O'Brien is convicted of espionage of an alien. Ryan.
Eachor.
Incorrect.
I admire what you were trying to do there. So, Glenn,
I would have done the same. Ryan.
I'll give you the rest of the question.
What was the name of his cellmate that he killed was what Ryan was thinking. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to know how many years does O'Brien believe he was imprisoned?
Yeah. Do I need to buzz in?
No.
No. 20.
Verified.
That is correct. Well done. All right, so in Trials and Tribulations, Miles and Bashir get in trouble from Kirk with a bunch of other officers after allegedly doing what on Casey? Glenn.
Starting a bar fight with the Klingons.
Verified.
That's correct, and Glenn, there is a bonus point here which you can have a crack at. What does O'Brien say to Captain Kirk?
Wasn't me. I don't know, sir.
Incorrect.
Wait, what was the second one you said?
I said, I got it wrong. So That's my turnover, isn't it?
Sure. So I'll go to Ryan. What was it that he said?
I don't know, sir.
Verified.
Which is what I think I heard Glenn say the second time.
After. Yep.
However, he'd had his shot. And he's winning, so it's all good. He doesn't need the points. All right, so question 4. In the assignment, O'Brien is coerced into carrying out sabotage. Glenn.
By a power wraith who has taken over Keiko's body.
Verified.
I will get to the end of a question eventually, but well done. Yes. What entity is responsible for manipulating him? Okay. Your next question. What ancient Bajoran city does O'Brien accidentally... Ryan?
I forgot. No, sorry.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Unable to comply.
So, Glenn, the rest of the question, what ancient Bajoran city does O'Brien accidentally discover hidden beneath the surface of in the episode The Rapture?
I don't know, and I love that episode because it's a bit like Ghostbusters. Hang on, is that the one? Is that the one where Kira and Jake get taken over by power wraiths?
I believe so.
And prophets? Yeah, I love that episode, but I can't remember the name of the city.
It is Bahala.
A bit like Valhalla, the Norse heaven thing. Yeah.
All right. So, next question. Which episode features O'Brien forming an unlikely friendship with Glenn?
Captive Pursuit.
Negative.
That is incorrect. An unlikely friendship with a Jem'Hadar youth, teaching him about individuality and freedom. Ryan?
The Wounded? No. Yeah, I don't know.
It's called The Abandoned.
Incorrect.
Close. Okay. So, name these 4 episodes where O'Brien faces a personal crisis or Ryan.
Tribunal.
That's one.
Time's Child. I don't know if that's the name of.
Not one I'm looking for, but I'll let you guess 2 more.
Hard Time.
That's 2, yep.
Let's see. And our man Bashir, because he was trapped in the transporter.
Close, but not what I was after. So that's 2 points. So you had Tribunal and Hard Time. There's 2 more episodes that I was going to list out, which I was going to give hints to, which involve, personal crisis or trauma for O'Brien.
Do I get the hints?
You get the hints, yes.
Well, I can answer one of them. It was Time's Orphan rather than Time's Child.
Not one of the ones I was going to give a hint for,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay. Well, then I should have waited.
You should have.
Me trying to show off. I know, I'm sure you're going to say the one where he goes and infiltrates the Orion Syndicate, but I don't know that episode's name.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Data insufficient.
Correct. But you didn't know the episode name, so you don't get the point. So I was looking for Honor Among Thieves, which is when O'Brien infiltrates the Orion Syndicate, facing moral dilemmas and the impact on his Starfleet duties. And Whispers, where O'Brien discovers a conspiracy against him, leading to revelations about his identity, which probably not actually O'Brien, but yeah, it's O'Brien for
Client.
for all intents and purposes. All right. So your second last question before we get into Warp. What is the name of the hologram that O'Brien befriends and helps gain freedom of in the episode Glenn?
Hologram. Jesus. Again, premature buzzing.
If you would just let me say the episode name.
No, it's because not Vic Fontaine because he's not trying to get his freedom. I don't know.
Okay.
Unable to comply.
Ryan, and from the episode Our Man Bashir.
What was the full question?
I'm looking for the name of a sentient female hologram involved in the episode, or sort of sentient. They all start getting sentient in this episode, but it's the main female hologram involved in the episode Our Man Bashir.
Mona loves it.
Verified.
Well done. That is a point for you. Okay. And the final question. So, in the episode Honor Among Thieves, what is the alias that Miles assumes? Are you trying to buzz there, Ryan? You look like you're trying to buzz.
I don't remember it, no.
No one knows it? Okay.
Unable to comply.
Connolly. All right, so... Oh, there is a dog crying at my door. Okay, so at the end of that round, we have Ryan picked up 5 points for a total of 12, and Glenn picked up 3 points for a total of 16. Not bad. Our live audience today has said... Jerry has said, man, I don't know shit about Bashir, and Tom is agreeing. Now, I have got, for the live audience at home and for our two contestants, so everything up until this point, I did a little tricksy today because I knew that some things would definitely get picked up on. Now, I mentioned ChatGPT earlier. Because I was in a rush today, I used ChatGPT to write a lot of today's questions. However, as I was doing so, I noticed that ChatGPT was mixing up a lot of characters and situations. I left some of those questions in just to see if we would pick up on them on the show. And what that goes to show you is that ChatGPT also doesn't know shit about Miles O'Brien. But there you go. But what I did not use ChatGPT for is warp speed. Right, and welcome to the warp speed round. The warp speed round is the fast-paced round where we will have 20 rapid-fire questions that will come at you one after the other. You only get a few seconds to buzz in and answer, otherwise I do this.
Unable to comply.
And we move on to the next question. All right, hands on buzzers. Let's get ready to play the warp speed round. Question 1. Name the Gamma Quadrant alien that O'Brien aids in escaping from hunters. Ryan.
Ask.
That is correct.
That is indeed correct. What is O'Brien's actual rank on Glenn?
Chief Petty Officer.
That is correct.
That is indeed correct. Well done. Oh, this is a lot when I'm doing it by myself. Name the actress who played Keiko. Glenn.
Rosalind Chow.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Well done. Now, we've had the rank, but what was his actual primary job / title? Glenn.
Chief of Operations.
That is correct.
That is correct. Killing it here. In which episode is O'Brien revealed to be afraid of heights? Glenn.
I don't know. Ryan is fast, so I have to buzz in quick.
Ryan, you get a shot at that one?
Tribunal?
Negative.
Babel. What sport does O'Brien frequently play with Dr. Bashir? Glenn.
Darts.
Negative.
Not the answer I am looking for. What sport? Ryan, you get a shot at that?
Racquetball.
That is correct.
Yes, that is.
I say that is technically correct. Sports is darts. Darts is
All
sports.
right, you just hold on to your horses there. How many children does O'Brien have? Glenn.
Two. If you're talking about the end of Deep Space Nine, if you're talking in TNG, 0 until Molly's born.
Correct. It is 2. Which episode does O'Brien time travel to the 21st century to find Glenn?
Ooh, to find. It's not past
Unable
tense.
to comply.
Sorry, Ryan?
Past tense, I'd say, because he said it's not past tense, but
Well, you did say...
part two.
You did say past tense right on the unable to comply.
Unable to comply.
So I will give it to you, Glenn. All right. In what episode is Miles replaced by a replicant of himself? Glenn?
Whispers.
That is correct.
Yes, we did have that earlier, so well done. I'd be upset if someone didn't get it. In the episode Cardassians, Miles helps a group of Cardassian what? Glenn?
I mixed up my episodes. I was going to say 3 Cardassian scientists.
Negative.
That is not what I am looking for. Ryan, a group of Cardassian what?
Moles? Bowls?
Negative.
Orphans. What ancient Bajoran artifact does O'Brien... Glenn?
Sorry, I'm shouting because I'm anticipating your questions. Artifact, you were going to say. When he uncovers Valhalla, he breaks a tablet. I don't know.
Negative.
What ancient
I should
Bajoran
not-
artifact does O'Brien accidentally activate in The Storyteller? Ryan?
The storm machine. I'm not sure what's the name of it.
Negative.
The Dalrock Scroll. Glenn, you were talking about it earlier.
Oh, so I've just finished a glass of alcoholic drink, so maybe that's why I'm also a bit
Sure, we'll blame it on that. Now, what do O'Brien and Bashir enjoy playing in quads? Ryan?
Darts.
That is correct.
That is correct. Well done. Bashir and Miles have a miniature recreation of which battle, Ryan?
The Alamo.
That is correct.
That is correct. Which character does O'Brien become stranded with on a deserted planet? Ryan?
Nog. I'm not buzzing
Negative.
too early.
Oh, good. I'll ask again. Which character does O'Brien become stranded with on a deserted planet in the episode Paradise, Glenn?
Disco.
That is correct.
Well done. What game does O'Brien teach the Jem'Hadar boy to play in The Abandoned? Ryan?
Chess?
Negative.
Nope. Glenn?
No, it is. I'm going to say darts.
Negative.
Baseball. Which character saves O'Brien's life in the episode Armageddon Game? Glenn?
Bashir.
That is correct.
Well done. If anyone knows this, I will be very impressed. How many episodes of TNG did O'Brien appear in? Glenn?
52.
That is correct.
That was because you were Googling it earlier. That seems a little unfair, but anyway. What was O'Brien's favorite transporter room on the Enterprise? Glenn?
3.
That is correct.
That was on the Emissary, which I rewatched 2 weeks ago.
Well done. What was the name of O'Brien's assistant who attempted to assassinate Bennett Bareil? Glenn?
Neela.
That is
Nala.
correct.
Excellent. Final question. What is the name of the engineer O'Brien replaces as Chief of Operations? Glenn?
Replaces as Chief of Operations. I don't know, sorry.
Ryan?
That sounds like one of those. He didn't replace anyone as Chief of Operations on Deep Space Nine. He was the first one. That's the ChatGPT failure.
That is correct.
It was a trick question, and the answer was no one. So I will give you the point. And let's answer all stop, please, because that is the end. Whew. All right. The warp speed round is incredibly tense for me when I'm doing it all by myself because I got to unlock the buzzer, I got to press the buttons, I got to put the points in, and you got to do it all really quickly. But very well done today, gentlemen. So at the end of that, Ryan, you fought hard. you got 4 points in the warp speed round, which brought your grand total to 16. However, Glenn, you continue to hold on to your title of Ultimate Trekspert. You got 12 points in the warp speed round, bringing your grand total to 28. So, well done.
Well done to Ryan. He was so fast every time. He's just like,
Yeah, you were so fast too. It was crazy.
yeah, like every time you answered, I thought I had buzzed in fast. I'm like, wow.
This was an interesting episode to produce. And to everyone out there, as you've seen, Glenn's joined us last minute because we had a last minute dropout. I ran out of time to write questions and had to rely on AI, which kept getting them wrong. But thank you to everyone who came along on this journey with us. So Glenn, your victory speech, how does it feel to win yet again a year and a half later?
I'm still very nervous. Take Trek seriously. So I want to do well. But I was super impressed by Ryan. Like I said, I was buzzing and he beat me, and I thought I was pretty fast. So yeah, well done, Ryan.
And Ryan, your concession speech, my friend.
Yeah, just the same. Like every time I had it, I thought I buzzed in the warp speed round. I thought I got first like 3 or 4 times, but
yeah,
it was great.
You'll notice every time nearly every time Ryan said, because there were plenty Ryan knew that I didn't, but you'd see me mouthing the F word there.
Well done to you both. So, does anyone have anything they'd like to promote? I don't think normally we've got podcast hosts on, but Glenn, where can people find you? Anything Trek related you'd like to promote?
Just watch Star Trek. Promote Star Trek. Make us get a new season. Keep watching it on Paramount Plus. Even if you've just got it on while you're not home, hit play so they know people want to watch it.
Yeah, not a paid promotion for Paramount Plus, but yes, unfortunately, we do have to subscribe to that service if we want Paramount to think this show is still worth producing. Ryan, where can people find you? Anything you'd like to promote?
On the Sporkle Party app, I have a Star Trek trivia quiz that a few people have played. Great. So if you can download that app and play it, that'd be great.
What was it called, Ryan? Sporkle?
Sporkle Party. They're Sporkle Party. They're a trivia company that runs trivia bar quizzes all across the country.
Beautiful. I'll have to get a link off you, and I'll pop it into the show notes for people to see. That's really, really cool. Awesome. Well, that is it for today. And for those of you who are at home who were screaming out the answers when one of our Treksperts got it wrong, or you could clearly tell that ChatGPT had got it wrong, you can register to be a contestant on the Treksperts quiz by heading over to our website, trekspertsquiz.com, and registering using the big link that's right in the middle of the front page. We do get everyone on. It's how Ryan found his way here, and we are looking for contestants. We are doing episodes from now right up until the end of May, which will be the end of the second season of the show. There are some exciting events coming up in the very near future. I have started doing appearances on Cinema Z, another BQN podcast, and also I just appeared on the Game of Life podcast as well, which will be released very, very shortly. And of course, keep a lookout for Strange New Pod's Last Days of Disco Festival, where we will be doing a special Discovery quiz very, very soon. That is it for now, though. So until next time, remember that no matter what you do, and no matter where you go, please make sure you go boldly. Peace out, live long and prosper.
What else can you listen to on the BQN? Replicate yourself a mug of hot chocolate and join Amy, Mark, Christos, and Kelvin as they discuss everything and anything in the Star Trek universe on All Good Things. Boost yourself with an energy drink and join Davey on YouTube and Twitch for reviews and live streams of classic, cheap, and sometimes more recent video games on Bargain Bin Gamer. Brew yourself a pot of coffee and join Jeremiah to discuss Star Trek Voyager on The Captain's Couch. Mix your favorite cocktail and join Mark and Matt at Cinema Z to discuss the films you probably missed but should definitely check out. Pour a cup of tea, Earl Grey, hot, and listen to Stephen and Keith as they discuss the next generation of Trek on Galaxy Class. Get yourself something caffeinated and learn an interesting bit of history with Chrissy and Jason on History with the Zalogis. Have a bowl of Flomeek soup and join Thad and Chrissy and a guest to discuss new episodes of Star Trek as they are released on Infinite Diversity. Have something to sharpen your mind and put your Trek knowledge to the test with the Treksperts quiz. Take a bite out of something that didn't seem edible and join Kyle, Kevin, Amy, and Haley covering all things in New Trek, including that show that is Trek in all but name, The Orville, on Union Federation. Get your Sunday brunch ready for The View Screen, a live weekly talk show hosted by Kelvin and Amy with featured guests talking about all things Trek. Pour a glass of wine and spill some tea with Christos while he discusses current Trek news and events and explores the world of fandom via guest interviews, all with an LGBTQIA+ perspective on What's the Tea, Bev? And Patreon members get to pass around that green bottle of Aldebaran whiskey once a month on the round table, and they can listen to It's Green with Mark White and Amy's Math Moments.
Double T Media.